Hello everyone, welcome to my December Plan With Me video. The last month of the year, let me just say, it's been a roller coaster. For all of us, I think. And very unfortunately, I'm on my last pages in my Archer and Olive Blackout journal, but it's nice to close off the year with a filled one. I'll come back to this later. In the beginning of November, I asked you guys if you wanted a retake on an older theme or if you wanted something new. Most votes went out to a retake for my Magic Jars and Fireflies theme, so that's what I did. I'm starting off with white gouache. I used the Winsor and Newton Designers gouache in the color Titanium White. I started with lining out the jar in white and left the middle blank for the metallic colors. For this I used the Coliro Pearlcolors, Moon Gold for the more muted one, and Tibet Gold for the more saturated shade. For painting the fireflies, I placed some water where I wanted the fireflies to be, and dipped my paintbrush with the Tibet Gold in the drop of water. This way it will spread out beautifully, but make sure that your pages lay flat. I painted the lid of the jar gold and colored the letter D with the white Posca 1PC1M marker. I also added some extra details at the top of the jar. With the same marker, I drew the outlines of the florals. I love how thin the lines are with this marker. When drawing these florals, I tried to go over every line twice to give it a more sketched feeling, which I personally love. Since this week, I'm an affiliate member of the Archer and Olive family, which means that with my code AMBERSNOTEBOOKS10, you will get 10% off your entire order and I will receive a small fee for this. So in case you had your eye on a Blackout journal, use the code AMBERSNOTEBOOKS10, save yourself some money and support me as well. When the fireflies are dried, I drew the wings. And to finalize the page, I splattered some gold paint to add some extra magic. After that was finished, I realized I missed some extra florals for the flow, so I freehanded them on the page. It's very nice to have a more scribbly drawing style. This way, things will look good even though you're not very precise. And onto my monthly calendar. I recreated mine from last November. Comment down below if you recognize it. The days are painted white and the lids are painted gold. This is where the days of the week go. The left side of the lid is painted in Tibet Gold and the right side in Moon Gold. I tried my best to blend them together in a beautiful gradient. After this, I drew a place for some notes to myself this month, and then I added the days of the month. Then I started on the outlines of the florals, keeping in mind that I wanted to emphasize the sketchy look. Then I went in with the lettering. I did some fake calligraphy for this, leaving the letter D out for now, because it overlapped with the gold of the lids, which weren't completely dry yet. I went over the outlines of the other letters that overlapped with the florals. This I did with black to make the letters stand out from the drawing. When the lids were dry, I drew the letter D. Drew the wings of the fireflies, and after that I added some extra magic by splashing metallic paint on the page. When the lids were completely dry, I added detail in the lids, which later on I didn't like and changed it by painting it over, waiting for it to dry again and then adding details again with the Posca marker. And now we go to the first weekly page of the setup. I didn't add too much extra pages because of the lack of pages that were left. With this weekly, I'm starting off by painting the jars white. When these were almost dried, I started with drawing in the flowers. I roughly sketched out where I wanted the flowers to be, but most of this is free-handed. Mid-drawing the florals, I realized it would be smart to paint the lids gold, so they could dry while I was finishing the drawing at the bottom, so that's what I did. After the drawing was finished, I added in the fireflies and the extra magic. When the paint was completely dried, I started with drawing the details in the lids. Then I started on the quote. I wanted all of the lettering to be white, and the word magic in gold. I painted this with a very thin brush. It took a while, but it was worth it. Now on to the last page of the setup, the second weekly. I started off by using washi tape to mark off the border and painting the jar white. I forgot that the initial jars had metallics in the middle, but I'll add these later in the video. Then I painted the lid gold and created the fireflies. When I wanted to splatter in the extra magic, I used some old to-do lists to block off the rest of the paper. After that, I drew the florals using the washi tape to create a straight border. I really enjoy the freehand sketchy style, it's very relaxing to do. When the florals were done, I painted the squares for my daily to-do list and drew a border around them, not using a ruler to stay within the sketchy lines. Here I realized my mistake and added in the gold in the jar. Then I painted a place for the days of the week with Tibet gold. And added in 2 lines to separate the borders from the weekly. There it is, the final flip through of the last 2020 monthly setup. I'm really happy with how this theme turned out and how I could create it with a fresh look. I messed up the counting in the monthly spread again. Well, am I really surprised? These weeklies make me very happy and they feel very magical. I can't wait for December to start. In case you also want an Archer and Olive Blackout journal, don't forget to use the code AmbersNotebooks10 for 10% off your entire order and to support me. Comment down below what your theme of the month is. Thank you guys for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!